Whether residential or commercial, every building project today requires using subcontractors. Subcontracts may be an afterthought, while builders devote a whole lot of effort and attention to their contracts with a project owner. This could be a problem with regards to insurance requirements. Contractors rely on types or templates or poorly worded, which don't align with their prime's insurance needs. This leads with no or limited insurance programs when things do not go on the building site. With a better comprehension of their subcontract's insurance requirements, contractors may manage risk and prevent issues before losses occur. The aim of risk management in building contracts is to transfer threats to the celebration nearest to it and, for that reason, best able to handle it and control losses. On the construction site, this frequently means subcontractors. Consequently, project owners will push at danger downstream to contractors, who'll push down the risk. The two methods of risk transfer in building contracts are insurance and indemnity requirements. The party is entitled to indemnity and defense for claims. The contractor's insurer assumes a number of the risk of losses when performed correctly. Indemnity and insurance reserves in building contracts are complementary as each is meant to defend the contractor along with other upstream parties from losses associated with the subcontractor's work. However, many builders mistakenly assume that because they've got an indemnity provision covering certain liabilities in their own subcontract, they'll also have coverage under their own subcontractor's insurance plans for all those liabilities. There are both two main kinds of additional insured endorsements, a broader one resulting from endorsement and also a narrower caused, in whole or in part, by endorsement. Both provide coverage for the upstream contractor for claims linked to the subcontractor's work, but they aren't the same. The arising out of endorsement has been held by many courts to cover the added insured for its own liability, even its sole negligence so long as the liability is linked in a number way to the subcontractor's work. Inexperienced employees are going into the field with a labor shortage faced by the building industry. These members can be more vulnerable to injury, making it critical for contractors to drive a culture of safety for tradespeople, subcontractors, and their staff. Companies may reduce the risk by producing an accident response program, supplemented with employee safety training, to guarantees that everyone is prepared to act once an event happens while no degree of preparedness could eliminate workplace accidents. No two business plans are just alike, but there are 5 elements. It's crucial to find the employee at the earliest possible time for safety. The collision response plan must include measures for employees to follow when a fellow employee is injured, such as once to contact 911, what questions to ask that the wounded person, whom to contact on the job site for help. While they're still fresh in their heads after the person was assessed and is safe, any witnesses need to compose the incident's particulars. Employers may then use this info to launch an extensive investigation. Organizations must appoint an accident investigation team to speak to ensure the firm has the info on what occurred and look into all aspects of the collision. The team should compile the results in an official report, which can be requested by a lawyer if a lawsuit regarding the event is filed. Submitting the necessary documents promptly will also assist the investigation go smoothly. Businesses need to report the event to their employees' compensation insurance carrier as quickly as possible. The local law requires that firms must report most work-related diseases and injuries. Ask whether a deposit is needed. Reputable fencing contractors and deck contractors won't ever inquire about a customer to promise to start work. An adequate contractor has to have the financial capacity to buy materials up front and the security of delivering the final project to be able to get paid for your job when finished. Ask about licenses and insurance. Hiring a handyperson to construct a deck or fence may cost somewhat up front. Still, there is an assortment of dangers involved if they don't have the proper license or insurance. If someone gets hurt during construction, for instance, you might be responsible via your homeowner's insurance. Fence builders typically don't need to acquire construction permits, but deck contractors often do, so this will usually be an issue for unlicensed deck builders. Professional fencing and deck builders will regularly carry adequate insurance and suitable local company licenses. Ask for additional fees. Sometimes, you will receive a quote from a fence firm or a decking firm instead of a quotation. Frequently, a contractor will add extra charges on the way that might or might not be confirmed with your homeowner first. In case you've already dedicated to the project with a specific fence company or deck company, it could be harder to contest any extra fees on the way. Fence and deck projects usually have little or no cost changes on the way, so make sure you're getting a price quotation in writing, which will represent your final bill for your job as described. Ask your deck or fencing builder whether they use screws or nails. Even though most wood fence builders and wood deck builders nowadays are only using screws in their construction, some companies are still using nails. Using nails is quicker than screwing, but of course, it is pretty common knowledge nowadays that nails will fail much sooner than screws in your same applications. Proper fence builders and bridge builders will never consider using nails. You will need to ensure that you're hiring a company using only outdoor screws approved to be used in the material being used. Inquire about a warranty. A reputable builder should offer a guarantee on the finished job's craft. The material warranty, whether applicable, should also be passed on to the homeowner and vary in terms and length. The labor warranty should be at least 2 years to get full exposure to all 4 seasons several times. This will expose any machining problems that would need to be addressed.